Okay. Listen, I was entertained by today's episode. I thought everybody on the runway, I honestly thought everybody did a good job for the most part. There were no flats for me. This just my opinion. And that lip sync, I was entertained, but I do not agree with the decision. I'll explain in a few. Honey, cue my theme music, please, and thank you. Listen. Yeah. Yes, dog. Oh. Get that out of there. Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become a part of my Rant Pack family. Thank you to those who already subscribed. What's up, Rant Pack? And how you doing for those who just like to sneak a little peek, huh? Let's get my social medias out the way so we can get into this episode, because your boy has so much going on. I gotta get all this right. Catch me on all social media platforms at Matty Rants, except for on Twitter, which is at the Matty Rants. I'm also on the Stereo Podcast app, Monday, Wednesdays, and now Friday podcast. Mondays and Wednesdays with Duly _ Noted and Blake Keisha. And on Fridays now, it's going to be Fortunate Rants with me and Mimi Cherry. I'm also partnered with the Airtime app for Tuesday and Thursday shows. Tuesdays with just me for Drag Race Everything. And then on Thursdays, me and Duly _ Noted do Drag Race Trivia and Hot Topics. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, please and thank you. It's Cash App $MattyRants, Venmo MattyRants, and PayPal.me/MattyRants. Woo, bitch. Okay, can we get in this episode? Because things happened and I have to discuss. After a win from our girl Raja D. O'Hara, bitch, winning last week's episode, she's hyped, everyone's hyped for her, but we need to get down to business and see who picked what when it came to the lipsticks. Now, everyone chose Jiggly, except for Jiggly, of course, choosing Yara, and Trinity choosing Yara. Now, when asked, Trinity, why did you choose Yara Sophia? Mother came down the line by saying, well, Jiggly worked hard on her outfit, but Yara was just chilling, and all of a sudden, bam, she pulled out a little something something. I feel like Jiggly put more work into it. Kylie's not actually buying that story, and I know a lot of you aren't as well, and for me personally, Trinity, I felt that yes, that was a part of your reasoning, but also you were like, okay, girl, I'm going to send you home now because you're in the bottom. You picked my name, I picked your name. That's how we do this. Either way, I'm getting nervous for Trinity this season because it seems like, I don't want to say the villain of the season because that's not how this is playing out, but more so some of the insecurities from season 6 I'm seeing roll over in a different way. She's a bit more careful with how she's talking. However, those moments are starting to up again. Maybe because she's put in situations where it's coming out. We haven't gotten over some things just yet. I'm still rooting for Trinity. The next day, the queens come back into the workroom and wonder what their challenge will be. RuPaul's talking head shows up onto a big screen with RuPaul's bald head then coming into the workroom. Category is marketing challenge. The queens are asked to do commercials where they need to sell a sickening side hustle. And they are paired up based on height. Okay, interesting. The first one was the Rent a Queen service with Ginger, Akiria, Silky, and Jan, because apparently they're the shortest ones there. And they must sell a Rent a Queen service. The second group, I guess group 2 middle height tier, is Raja O'Hara, Trinity K. Bonet, Yara Sophia, and Pandora Box. And they were given the drag fixes. The last group with the tallest queens there are Sonique, Eureka, and Scarlet Envy doing the drag exorcists. Mind you, these are all kind of self-explanatory with drag exorcists like, oh, we're exorcists, we're in drag, and we're gonna pull demons out of people. Great, awesome. Drag fixers. Doing something for drag to help fix people in whatever way. They have to create their own sort of scenarios, y'all. And then, of course, rent a queen, honey, rent a sinner. Pay that bill. At first, with the drag fixers, you can definitely tell there's still a little bit of tension or sort of an uneasiness between Trinity and Yara. More on Trinity's part from seeing Yara just the entire time or spin or not really fully pay attention, but then again, that's kind of Yara's bit. Yara's craziness is Yara's personality. So it's something to where you have to sort of adjust yourself in order to work with other people to make it happen, because you still need to make sure you look good, but you also want to make sure that your group looks good. Raja asked the question that we were all wondering, are y'all good? Because we have to work together. And, you know, Trinity, we're fine. We'll make it through. And later on in Untucked, of course, there was that, you know, I just had to do this. I had to do that. We like each other. We're cool. It's squash. Bet. And that sort of plays throughout the episode with their group dynamic. Pandora Box, it's nice to hear from you because, sister, low-key, it's been just facial expressions and maybe one moment of you speaking throughout the episodes. But you were definitely given more time here, and you certainly shine with being able to help this group create a very entertaining commercial. Now, the drag exorcist, I think they wanted to incorporate exercise along with being exorcist, which was interesting, but that could have gone many different ways. So I was a bit concerned. And Kylie, of course, being gone so long from the drag race scene in terms of being on television, except for the fact that we saw her during the Christmas special and Mamo served. But it's like, okay, she's nervous because, I mean, think about it. Like, you've been gone pretty much the longest out of everybody here, and now you're being put in this position where you're going to be under a microscope. Like, ooh, bitch, like maybe you came back and you shouldn't have been here. So Kylie's very nervous. Now, Rent-A-Queen, that's a lot of big personalities in one group. Akira, Jan, and Ginger were just throwing out ideas. And Silky being nervous again that the public is going to look at her as a showboat and it's going to ruin the dynamic of the group. So Silky just wants to be a team player. Silky, look at me wearing your merch, girl. Look at me wearing your merch, sister. You had my heart this episode because I saw your struggle throughout the episode, wanting to be a team player, not wanting to be the aggressive one not wanting to look like the loud one from your season or always causing some sort of drama or trouble or anything like that. You were just trying to be a team player. And it felt like, fuck, at this time, I need you to step up because they're running you over in this group. And it did kind of show during rehearsals. The editing was kind of quick and we moved over to the rehearsal part of this. We get a giant green screen, Ross Matthews, Michelle Visage, and go. The drag fixers did a really good job. Raja and Pandora worked really well together and in their individual scenes. Trinity, girl, come on now. I know you were worried, sister, because you had trouble in acting, but if you remember, you and Bianca Del Rio with the advertisement challenge should have won. You were safe, but you and Bianca should have won. I still can't get over that Adore and Laganja won that one. They were good, but y'all were great. Trinity was doing a good job. Yara had a moment, but it's like, once again, you got to work around Yara, and then once you get there, you got gold. We get to the drag exorcist. There was a little trouble for Kylie at first, but she pulled it together. Scarlett was just having a good time and doing what she needed to do. But when Eureka got there, sister, Eureka broke the headboard. It's like, all right, bitch, let's just keep it going. Eureka, being the professional she is, continued on. They were able to get the scenes that they needed. Low-key, high-key. When I looked at Eureka and how she was given whatever that was supposed to be, a person possessed by a demon, I got Ginger Minge in season 7. Eggs, eggs, eggs. All I need is eggs. Very John Waters. That's what I was getting the entire time I was looking at Eureka. I was like, Ginger already did this. No, but they did decent. But now when we get to Rent-A-Queen, that was a lot. That was a whole lot. Like, and Silky had a lot to do in that. And so at one point, Silky was like, well, let's just go ahead and have someone else do it because I don't know if I can make it for that scene fast enough and change. Now it's Akira taking over the scene. Michelle and Ross going, ooh, I don't know. And it made Silky look bad. But also, she didn't have that many lines to begin with. Ginger was really the one that was running that.
The Richard Simmons bit with the voice was so funny. Hello, my name is this. I have the food like this.
That shit was funny. But that's kind of where it stopped for me when it came to that group. I thought Akira did decent, but you could definitely tell she was going through her head with reading the lines. Jan was being Jan, but that's Jan. It's kind of tough. It was a bit tough for that group, especially going up against the other ones. Also, Scarlett not knowing what crunches were. I was like, this can't be real. We got to do some crunches. Kylie's like, girl, that's dumbbells, sis. Even Eureka looking at her like, no, baby. It was funny. Silky is definitely nervous the next day. The queens are sort of like filling out their stuff. There's so much camaraderie with season 11, and I'm so happy to see it too. I said we're going to talk about Untucked on the panel on Sunday, but I have to sort of weave in Untucked through this review. After season 11, I became a big fan of Raja's, and again, I got to know them a little bit better personally, and I saw the realness there versus who we saw on TV and the insecurities that played out on camera. And with Scarlet Envy, I'm a fan of Scarlet from season 11. I was kind of sad to see her go so soon, but Raja won that lip sync. But these queens have definitely been working on their relationship for a while, and it was, again, got to see them often together or in other venues and occasions. Scarlett's a sweetheart in person. She was always, every time I was like, Scarlett, she's like, hey, man. And Raja's lovely too, but that moment in Untucked, when Scarlett checks on Raja and she's like, sister, I see you are welling up with emotion. Are you okay? And, Raja explains herself like, those are my girls. Akira is one of the best queens I've ever known, and Silky is such an amazing friend. It's hard for that, but Scarlett made a great point. When they both said, I think it's us two in the bottom, it was like, damn, bitch, y'all should have Ginger and Jan, you know what I mean? Because Scarlett says, I wasn't going to vote for them until they said their names. I wasn't going to put my season 11 sisters in the bottom, and that was some real shit. And even Raja had to agree with that, but they also had a great moment about talking about their personal relationship, because in season 11, they did not like each other. It wasn't there. But now seeing them this way, it was so sweet. And I'm glad we got to see that moment on camera. And I do appreciate them in Untucked having these moments, because we as fans needed this. But I did love that. So let's get back into the episode out of Untucked. Forgive me if I missed anything. Again, we'll cover it on Sunday. Let's get to the runway. Runway. Bring it to the runway, please. Clap, clap. The category is Redemption Runway, and that's one of my favorites. The girls get to try again. And you already know that I'm going to be looking to the side to figure out, to see the outfits as they come down, to give my personal opinion live with it. RuPaul, this was a dress that I liked from you. Sparkle, sparkle. It looked good. The wig, interesting blend of colors, of different blondes and neons. I don't know if I really cared for the wig like that, but I did love this dress. I thought it was beautiful. Michelle, you look good. Ross. Tia Mowry, one sister out of sister. Come on. Now, I would have low-key been here for Tia and Tamara being there at the same time, but yeah, Tia, it was nice to see you, baby. First up is Kylie Sonique Love with her redemption look based off of her horrible performance of Lady Gaga in Snatch Game. This is fun. It's a lot, but it's kind of like perfectly put together. The wig line was a little bit, but I was here for Kylie's presentation. It's a lot, but that's Gaga, and it kind of made sense, and it's sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here? It was Kylie's Lady Gaga, and that's what I got from it. Not Lady Gaga, but Kylie's Lady Gaga, and I like that from her. Next up is Scarlet Envy. Now, y'all know damn well I hated that entrance look from her. I was like, what is this? Where's the rest of her outfit? What's going on here? Scarlet, this is elevated as fuck. This is puss. This is puss. Ooh, bitch. The dress is right. The wig is right. The makeup is done. Everything's put together. This is, it's so polished. This is so good. Scarlet, you ate that runway. They were just basing this off a runway. Miss Mama would have been in the top. Next up is Eureka, and she was doing a redemption look from that fur baby look the same week that she had to go home because of the broken ankle or knee. I think it was the knee, right? It was one of them bones. It was the knee. She popped that knee out on that split. Yeah, she had to go home that day. This is cool. Next up is Raja O'Hara giving us the Farm to Runway redemption look. Madam. Now this is it. The dress looked really good. I was here for that brown velvet child, but then there was, of course, the moss that was coming from the top. Just a little bit, not too much. She had the nice burlappy sort of colors tees, like the little coat that went with it too. She had the plants up top. We could have rolled something off the top of her head. I was here for the stripper heels. I was here for them. Bitch, this was everything. I'm sorry, Raja. This was a great redemption look. I love this. This was pussy. Next up is Pandora Box, and I can't remember the name of the runway specifically. It was like the twinsy one from the oh god, All Stars 1. Blech. Sorry, y'all. That was, I do not like that season. But basically what Mimi I'm first had to wear and Pandora had to put something together to match her. This was a lovely look. It's not my favorite, but I thought this was very polished, and Pandora, it was beautiful on you. I did get, and no shade and not to be rude, a tad bit matronly, a tad bit of a matron from this outfit, but I did like this look from Pandora. I really did. Yara Sofia is up next, and she's giving a redemption look from her promo. Okay, bitch, this was right. One leg will do. One leg will do. I was here for it. It looked expensive. Her makeup is a tad bit, boom, like for me, a little ghost. It's giving me a little bit of a Conjuring moment. My mama is on top of the dresser while, why is it stinking here, Nancy? Like, very that. Did enjoy this look from Yara Sofia. All right, I see this. There was a theme here. Trinity K. Bonet also giving a redemption look from her promo. This was fabulous. This looked expensive. I was here for the crown. I love that it was giving me all black and she didn't go with like a blonde wig just because it was like one color, very monotone, but it was the jewels. It was beautiful from Trinity. I love this look. Knows how to give dramatics when she's doing Runway, and this, the way she poses, it's very pageant. I love this. I thought this was very sexy and hot from Trinity. It was gorgeous. Go on, Trinity girl. This was puss. I loved it. Jan is next. Jan, I was here for this. I was kind of here for this. This was different to me because I was expecting it to still be kind of short, but to see it be addressed with that sort of Jersey-esque look, I liked a lot. And the judges said the hair looked a little matronly or old on you, but I didn't agree with that. I do see where it can be giving me sort of mother of a debutante. Yeah, I'll say that for her hair. But I liked the hair, so I just wasn't bothered as much as Ross was. Was that Ross that said that? I think it was, but I liked it. I really did like this from Jan. It looked expensive. Next up is Ginger Minj. I already read the comment in my brain. Matty, what do you mean everybody's runway was great? Compared to when she first came out in that Judy Jetson fuckery from All Stars 2, that was the redemption look. Y'all remember the my lights don't show on the stage look with that fuck ass wig she was wearing, looking a fool, girl. Fool. A fool for All Stars 2. This is much better. Not much. Much better. Here are the positives. The wig, the face, glasses, mask bit that sort of gives crown tease, I liked. The curtain, the ruffled curtain sleeves and pants is interesting. I don't hate it. Now, it's all about the center for me. That's the problem with this look because I get scales on the sides to sort of give the cinch sort of feel. And I don't know. It's like, I like this, but compared to everybody else's, this felt a little cheap. But I like this Ginger. Compared to what that was before, I felt this was a much better look. I do like it. I just wasn't like, okay, compared to the other girls, I don't know, baby. I don't know. Next up is Silky Nutmeg Ganache, working at the car wash, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wear your merch shirt and talk about your car wash tassels. This is low-key. I like this, actually. Silky's been given red this season, I see. And to be honest with you, this is a cute look. I did enjoy this. I thought this was very drag. Very puss. Very her. I just also got car wash tees, low-key. I said that bitch about to do some spins, and that car is going to be nice and buffered. Don't forget the wax. But I did enjoy this Silky. Last and certainly not least is Miss Akira C. Davenport, giving us the caftan that we asked for from her season. This was puss. Akira, you so polished, bitch. You are so polished, sister. I love it. This was pussy. Yeah. I enjoyed most of the runways from everybody this season, to be honest with you. The redemption, I think they all did a decent job. I was here for this. Yeah, like, good job, everybody. Good job, the majority, mostly everybody. Well, yes, because there was a redemption for all of them. Good job, everyone. We talked about the commercials earlier in this review, but now we're actually looking at them, right? For Drag Exorcist, Kylie and Scarlett did a good job together. They worked really well and the chemistry was there. Eureka, the moment you threw up, I didn't want to drink my coffee anymore. It was disgusting. But again, I understood you were possessed. I thought they did the job, honestly. Now, moving on to the Drag Fixers. Everybody did a good job in that one. Gala was good. Pandora was great. Raja was really good. Like, Raja and Pandora were just... I loved them every time they popped up on the screen, and it all made sense and the timing was right. And Trinity, you killed that. I love how Trinity's character was the one that wasn't buying it, but was still a part of the commercial. Like, girl, but wait a minute, why this don't look too right? But okay, we'll continue. It was funny and clever, and bravo to that team. They all did a really good job. Now, Rent-A-Queen, we talked about this already. So much was happening, and it was too much to focus on that it didn't give us enough time to connect with the message that they were trying to present. Ginger was the best one in the group.
The Richard Simmons number with the voice was funny, but also with everybody else, it was just a little weird. Fat bagger, fat bagger.
That's a Billy and Mandy reference for the girls.
Judge. I go potty.
I love Billy and Mandy. They all, it was just okay. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is horrible. Just compared to the other two, oof. The commercials are finished. RuPaul's made a decision, and the drag fixers are the winning group, with Trinity K. Bonet winning this challenge. And that is Trinity K. Bonet's first win in Drag Race history. Congratulations, Trinity. I saw how emotional you were. It was a big deal for you, bitch, because like, whoa, I finally got a win out of this. $5,000 too. Go on, sister. They leave the stage, and of course the other groups are then judged, but RuPaul, again, is judging this all by groups, not individually. So the drag exorcists were safe, while Rent-A-Queen was in the bottom. All four of them. Ginger, Akira, Silky, and Jan. Baby, it's too early for 4 people to be in the bottom. And the track record's only been 2 episodes. Now we're on the 3rd. It's a lot to take in. Of course, Trinity is nervous having to make this decision, but we're also going to have a moment here because I need to discuss something she did that I thought was a little bit... Now, why'd you do that? Because that don't look good, girl, but we'll get there. All of them come back into the workroom. Not one person congratulated Trinity. They did it in Untucked with her group, but as far as all the others coming in, there was really no moment given. Okay? It was like everyone began to plead their case. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm the bottom. Well, if it's going to be us, it's going to be this, that, and the other. Jan, I just don't know what happened. Ginger, well, I just don't feel... I felt Trinity in that moment like, oh, so we really doing this today? Like, we're just not going to give me no coots? I understood. It's when she started to go in on it like, okay, wait, I got to say something now. And everyone's looking at her like, okay, girl, what are you doing? It's like, but wait, give her props at the same time. It's how we address people. Roger tried to interject like, oh, but sis, let me have my moment. Roger, your face was mine. It's like, okay, I'm all right. All right, girl. And luckily, Raja was like, okay, everybody, let's congratulate Trinity, which they did. Trinity, okay, everybody, let's go ahead and just start these conversations up. Now, I'm going to say this, Trinity. I did not like the fact that you told each and every one of them, you're good, girl. You're fine. Don't worry. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You told all of them that. You complimented them. You know, you asked a question or two, but then it was the you're fine, girl. I was thinking, did they cut that from like 2 people she told that to, and then the other ones? Nope, she told that to all of them. I would never do. I would never do that. I would never. Because then you really make them feel like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back here and sit with no worries. Then let their name be shown. Girl, she just said I was fine. All right, sis. I did not agree with that. You get back to the other babies talking about between the 4 of y'all, how do y'all feel? Akira and Silky, of course, stating, oh, well, I think we're in the bottom. But then Silky's like, I think it's Jan, Akira, and myself. And Jan felt some kind of way. I was in the bottom, but I'm not in the bottom. No, bitch, you were in the bottom. You were in that group. You're in the bottom. Bottom you are. Shout out to Ginger for that good joke, too. I want to give a shout out to Jan for breaking her safe streak. We get to the part where they have to pick the lipsticks. Now, this is where it got a little messy for me because it's 4, and instead of it being like how it's been where the majority picks one person, people were split, and that was a gag. It was a gag. Oh, a gag that it was. Now, of course, Silky picked Akira, but I was shocked to see in Untucked that Eureka picked Akira, Raja picked Akira, and Ginger Minge, girl, gagged. So it was like, oh, sis. Now, that was an interesting... I can't wait for next week's episode. I can't wait. But of course, Trinity has to make the decision. I thought this was a cute lip sync outfit, Miss Tren. So let's get to the runway and buck. Now, y'all know Trinity's a lip sync assassin. So I was like, sister's gonna give us a show. But who is she lip syncing against? After a dramatic moment of RuPaul saying, Michelle, you get up there and lip sync. I mean, Michelle was gonna get eaten alive, but all right. And them making the shade go up real slow, all of a sudden out of nowhere into a nasty drop split. Come on, All-Star 6, let's get sickening. It's Laganja motherfucking Estranja. Hey, Laganji. I met Ganja a few times. She's a sweetheart, too. And shout out to you, sister. I know you're living in your full truth as a trans woman, and I see you, sister. Shout out to Ganji. Shout out to Ganja. Now, it's a season 6 battle. Is this going to happen every time someone from a different season comes there? We're going to put someone from their season in the mix? Is that what's going to happen, or is that just how it worked? It played out that way. Okay. Oh, okay. Trinity versus Laganja. This is the lip sync that we would have gotten if they were ever the bottom two together. Maybe, maybe not. The song is Dua Lipa. I do like a Dua song. I do like a Dua. I do like a Dua. It was physical. Let's get physical. Boom. Come on. Yes. Like that's a buck. You could dance a little nasty to that one, but you also have to give emotion and emulate because it's more than just one thing, right? This is a lip sync show, okay? I thought, in my opinion, going over this lip sync, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was massively entertaining. They both were doing the damn thing, both of them. However, I thought Trinity was actually lip syncing more than Laganja was. Laganja was doing a bunch of stunts. No shade, but girl, every other camera scene, I threw a whole jacket at Silky. God bless Silky, girl. I saw her, boop, girl. I was like, wait a minute. Then threw off some more clothes. Sister was just dropping and dipping and splitting and dropping and dipping and splitting and dropping and bending and dipping and splitting. And it was like, okay, you are definitely athletic. You are definitely flexible. I see all of that. But I was missing this. And I got a lot of that from Trinity, as well as Trinity dancing her ass off. Maybe it might be an unpopular opinion, but I thought that Trinity K. Bonet won that lip sync. Honestly. I do love a stunt, but I don't want it to be a stunt show, okay? I'm not in Florida somewhere watching some boats skip across the water and some planes fly by and people jumping out. Yay! Like I'm not at a stunt show. I'm not there. I didn't see Evel Knievel go down a whole ramp, sister. I didn't understand it. So it's like, are we basing this off of just entertainment where RuPaul is like, oh my God, I'm going to scream a bunch and then I'm going to give it to the girl who made me gag? Or am I going to base this off of like, this is a lip sync? RuPaul gave them both their coots and was like, oh, that was everything. Thank y'all so much. You both did a good job. But she gave it to Laganja Estranja. So Laganja wins the lip sync, and the group vote was Silky. And Silky, I gotta tell you something right now, sister. I got very emotional. Y'all will see my reaction on Friday on Patreon for my Patreon subscribers. But I got emotional when you shared that prayer because you were walking away, but you said, I got to say something first. When you started off with, I want to be the head, not the tail. I already knew where you were going, sister. And you brought me to tears because I felt what you were trying to do with your journey here on All Stars. And trust me, Silky, it wasn't lost on us, okay? I see what you were trying to do with your progression and showing the growth that you had and your maturity. I wish you did have a little bit more time too, because Silky honestly was not the person from season 11 that we saw. Mama was sitting more in the background and had every now and then a couple of moments, but it was, she was trying so hard not to shine so bright that I think it fucked her up. And it's sad to see her go. And honestly, it's going to be tough for me this season. I like everybody on this. I like the majority of people on this cast. So it's going to be tough. But Silky leaving, it was her time. It could have been Akira. It was either of the two, to be honest with you. This was a great episode. I was very entertained. Very entertained. Don't forget, Untucked will be discussed more in detail during the panel on Sunday. In the comment section below, tell me what you thought of this week's episode. It's your boy, Matty Rants. Catch me everywhere doing everything. I got to be in Atlanta next week, honey, for a gig, child. I need to get me a stylist, child, or low-key, I'm just going to have to go shopping and figure it out for my fucking self. We'll get that together. If you're in Atlanta and you're a makeup artist and you want to do something with your boy, holla at me. Inbox, Instagram, you already know where to find me. I'll see y'all next time, kittens. Bye.